YouTube has now hit a dark age of the website's history. Over the last 5 to 7 years, YouTube has been in a downward spiral. The U in YouTube is almost non-existent nowadays. This goes to show you, with countless creators dealing with various problems that YouTube has instilled within their channels, it is to the point of it just being beyond fucking ridiculous. Even recently, creators like Penguin Zero, Optimus, Actman, Some Ordinary Gamers, and many other channels, big and small, have been victims to YouTube's bullshit. Today, I want to make this video to document the dark age of YouTube, as that's where we currently are right now, as it is hit to the point of no return. Even if we get to a good point again, we need a lot to work on for it to happen. You know, specifically with people like Susan Wojcicki, like, she needs to get the fuck out. But yes, as I said, we need a lot to work on for it to happen. And that goes with all of us as creators, as viewers, and hopefully just, contacting YouTube just to get their ass, make them wake the fuck up and show them, what the fuck are you been doing for the last 5 to 7 years? You need to open your eyes, man. And hopefully today we will be able to do that. So today I introduce to you all YouTube Rant 3, The Dark Age of YouTube. As I said, this video will be documenting all the bullshit and fucked up stuff that has happened on this platform, and many more instances and many more stuff to talk about as well. So without further ado, let us fucking begin. As you all know, over the last few years, YouTube has switched to being more family friendly, being for more the kids, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being for the kids, but there's specifically, and now here's a crazy concept for you all. There is an app called YouTube Kids for children to use that so they don't look at some weird shit on YouTube, because there's so many fucking videos regarding dark and creepy fucking channels, and you're gonna, the 3 a.m. community, basically. Their kids will watch that and they'll believe every goddamn thing they'll say, and that's not good when your channel is like that. And when you are making that type of content, it's not making you look good, it's just making you look like a fucking idiot in the process. Even with YouTube's mobile updates, which we'll get into a part of the video regarding, the website overall's stability, because I had a friend of mine, and he's actually featured in this video, and he's a fellow content creator. He contacted me, and he told me that YouTube's even like a mobile app, and he said that it doesn't even fucking work half the time. It literally lags his phone out. And it's not him having bad Wi-Fi. That's literally just YouTube being a broken piece of shit on mobile and in general. But going back to the overbearing pandering, YouTube likes to handpick their creators. You go on their fucking Instagram page, and it's and you watch their YouTube rewinds, and you got these yuppity suckety YouTubers who'll suck up to the machine, who are corporate, and YouTube loves them for that, because one, it gives them more fucking money, let's be for real here. Two, they're the ones that get all the sponsorships that, they promote YouTube's shit. They love the CEO, they love doing this, they love doing that, and they'll constantly yup them. And you'll see people like Lily Singh all the goddamn time, who's one of the most annoying content creators I have ever seen on this goddamn platform, and she'll be promoted every fucking time. Not to mention all the different news channels, like late night talk show hosts. They're not even YouTubers, that's just goddamn TV. And all the other stuff that's corporate, because YouTube likes to suck up to the corporate entities in the world. They don't like to do, like I said in the introduction, the U in YouTube is basically just dead at this point, because YouTube's overbearing pandering, they like to pander to a certain audience, and that certain audience is basically, the corporate entity. They don't they don't give a fuck about the kids, bro. They don't give a fuck. They just want to make a buck. And with doing so, that is sucking up to old people that are a part of the machine. And these content creators they promote, most of them are not genuine and are genuinely probably made of fucking plastic, figuratively, and if you're like, they're built like a Kardashian, literally made of plastic, and shouldn't have to take anything they say seriously. And as a content creator myself, I've been making videos for like the last 3 or 4 years. I do not accept this pandering at all. I think this shit is disgusting to people, small creators like myself, like Mothman, like many others on this fucking platform, and it's just fucking disgusting to me how I see that everywhere, and literally no one gives a shit except for maybe myself and a few other bigger channels like Some Ordinary Gamers who have in the past mentioned YouTube's faults for not just, obviously demonetizing them for no fucking reason, but to the T of just sucking up to other content creators who, even the ones that abused the copyright system, like SS Sniper Thought, and many others, man. It's bullshit that they'll suck up to them, but they'll never give us, the people, basically the you, a chance, because they're a corporate entity that they'll suck up to. They'll suck the cock of that machine, very much so, but they'll never give us a chance. And this goes to show you and the fact, to prove that, in the next part, I'm going to show you how and why they are just, not only is it meaningless to us, but it's also meaningless to regular just viewers as well, with certain aspects they've added to the site over the last few years, and how it's just fucking meaningless in general. But that just goes hand in hand with YouTube, because most of the stuff on YouTube nowadays is complete fucking bullshit, and no one can tell me otherwise. You look at their trending page, except for recently, because rest in peace Techno, and just to give my respects out of that, I don't want to come off as a dick because of that part, because I know he passed recently, and I don't want to come off as a dick like that, because that they actually did at least do some dignity for themselves for that, and hopefully they'll show some more dignity and some better fucking respect for themselves as well. Now, moving on to the next part, and that is the comment section problems, the certain problems with the application of YouTube, going on the website, and just the meaningless aspects of it as well. So let's move on to that. One of the biggest problems with YouTube lies within the very own comment section that we like to, give feedback on a video, or just, type memes or some stupid shit like that. First of all, before I begin on the big thing, the one of the minor issues I have is the dislike button on a comment. It really does nothing at all. And we'll later discuss in this video about the removal of the dislike button, but I just want to go ahead and say the dislike button on a comment is completely fucking meaningless. It's not like Reddit where you just like upvote, okay, you can downvote, and you can actually see like the negative or like the downvote section, like on like a post or a comment or whatever it may be. With YouTube, you don't do that. It's just not there, and it's just like an invisible piece of shit for like, angry little kids to dislike because their favorite YouTuber, they just tell them they suck, and like, oh no, he does not, or just some stupid shit like that. It's just so dumb. It really is meaningless at the end of the day. That's another example of comment section problems. But my biggest complaint about the comment section is about, this has been, I don't know how many videos. It's been countless videos by countless channels who are my size and much bigger, saying that their comment sections have like completely disabled and not have been able to do anything. They can't interact with their fans or their subscribers, their community. And to me, the community is what makes a channel what it is. With my community, I try to interact with all my subscribers as much as I can, or if new people want to comment, I'm happy to, talk to them. Even some haters, I like to reply back to some haters because they just like to, I don't know. It's just oddly satisfying to just laugh at them over some remarks because I don't like their favorite person. Like, oh, boo hoo, fuck you, go cry about it, Timmy. Just no one cares. But yeah, that's my big complaint about the comment section problems overall. People have been on Twitter, and people and big YouTubers have been begging YouTube to fix it, and they've not listened. And as I said in the previous section of the video, how they suck up to corporate entities. They suck the cock of corporate entities. This is another example of that because they don't listen to us. As a creator, I want to try to give my feedback to YouTube. I wish, as a creator, I would try. If I was, say for example, on the level of fucking Markiplier as a YouTuber, I would be, hauling ass to YouTube to try to like give them my recommendations for the platform to change for the better. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that anymore. You really don't. Though, one of the things was, and I'll give you an example, was another example of copyright, which we'll get into a little bit more, but it was involving Penguin Zero and Markiplier over it was I don't know, try not to laugh clip, and YouTube's fucked system. This has been going on for almost 7 years now since this happened. It's just, I don't know. It's rather just annoying to the fact that even though we try to, ask YouTube to do this, and that to like better the platform, and then you see people like Susan Wojcicki getting random ass awards, which I will mention later on, or Mothman will mention later on in the video. It's retarded. It's genuinely fucking retarded. And you're gonna have some little, another example of people. I said this in a in the Twitter rant, but people thinking that retard is a slur. It's not. It's just not. But it's, there's another example of comment section problems right there. You have, these angry people that like they came from fucking Twitter or something like that, and they just comment the dumbest shit on planet Earth. And that goes for any social media, but YouTube especially, you see some like you actually wonder if their mental sanity is okay. And I'm not meaning that like oh, is this guy all right? Like this guy, like I genuinely look at him like, man, does this guy have like a fucking brainstem? But that's all for this part of the video. We're going to be moving on to the next part, which I will send you off to Mothman. Shout out to Mothman for making the cameo in this video. I know it's a long piece of shit to make, but I'm glad you were able to be a part of it, man. So I'll go ahead and slide it over to you now.
Hey guys, it's Mothman Studios, and I've been invited here today to talk about YouTube stuff. So YouTube is just doing so many stupid things right now. So at the moment, it's kind of dying down. There's a situation going on between YouTube, the Ackman, and Quantum TV. Basically, I'll just break it down. So Quantum made like these really stupid takes on this popular game called Elden Ring, and then the Ackman called him out on that, and then Quantum TV copyright struck his video down unfairly, and then I forget, I don't really know what happens from there, but basically Quantum TV is like abusing copyright on multiple channels, And there are a lot of like things like saying, oh yeah, he's ban evading, even though that's like very vague. As his, I think somebody said that his ban was actually repealed on one of his other channels, meaning that he's not ban evading. Blah blah blah. There's a lot of stuff out there, but the Ackman, after like a lot of things happened, made a video about YouTube saying like, oh yeah, this it's the dark age of YouTube, and he's right. And then YouTube took it down for a bogus reason, and then wouldn't they wouldn't, I guess, like reinstate it. And there's evidence to suggest they didn't even manually review it because I think it was rejected. The appeal was rejected before someone would have enough time to watch the video. Basically, YouTube's just being plain old YouTube again and being stupid and not helping the creator. What's worse about this situation, though, than most other ones, is the fact that the Ackman's not a small YouTuber. He's got like a decent following, and if they're not going to help him, then there's really not a whole lot of hope for the rest of the platform. This whole situation reminds me of the Suzy Liu drama from like a couple of years ago, in which she was abusing copyright on both ends of the spectrum by, you know, putting false copyright claims on other people's videos for using her face, and then abusing copyright by watching copyrighted material. So in that situation, YouTube also didn't take action. They took her channel down for like a day, and they put it back up, and it's still up. So they didn't act on that, really. They're not going to act on this. And it just, I don't know, I just don't understand YouTube. I really don't get it. You know, it's like 2 in the morning right now. I'm dying. I'm so tired. But like, I just don't get how you can not run a platform, but run it into the ground, you know, by making all the wrong, you know, choices, or all the wrong, just whatever, you know. I really don't get how they don't get it, you know. I have to say, with the whole Quantum TV, like, Actman situation, there's no, like, oh yeah, he's the good, he's the bad guy kind of thing, like, but I'd say who's more right, the Ackman is more right, you know. I don't know, he just he's sus, you know, he gave up a weird vibe, but like, he's not done much wrong here other than getting a couple things wrong about Quantum TV in one of his videos. That's all. Quantum TV is a literal bully. He doxes people. He's terrible, you know. So he's actively harassing people on the platform. He's, you know, he doxed, I guess you could say he doxed, that's such a hard word for me to say, doxed somebody, and he's making false copyright claims, and YouTube is just taking a blind eye to all of this, and I don't get that. Like, I really don't understand that. Like, I don't know, it seems like they don't care about the platform anymore. Like, I don't know, I'm going in circles. The point here to take away is that if they didn't act on it last time, or even if they did act on it for a short time, and then, you know, put the channel back up, or the channel went back up, even though it shouldn't have, with the whole Suzy Liu thing, if that happened, and this is happening now, I wouldn't expect it to go any different than it did last time. If Quantum TV just gets a slap on the wrist, and gets to continue being the toxic YouTuber he is, then YouTube has not only failed, you know, the creators, it's I don't know, it's really disappointing. But yeah, I'm gonna send this video, I'm gonna send it, y'all, back to Brady. So yeah, goodbye.
Quantum TV is another one of an example of many YouTubers on this platform over the last several years of just being a complete and utter cancer to the platform, being a bully, doxing people. You've literally, people don't realize how much doxing is very serious. It's one of the most serious crimes out there as of late. And yeah, if as Mothman said it perfectly, if Quantum TV gets a slap on the wrist, then YouTube has done nothing for this platform, and they haven't done anything for the last I don't know how many years to give hell and consequences to certain content creators, and until it got so bad. I mean, let's take J Station for example. He was making content aimed for children, and that content that was made for children was not at all reasonable, and it was quite sick as shit for that. And the Act Man, again, all he did was call out Quantum TV on his stupid shit on Elden Ring or something like that. I mean, at the end of the day, I am fully on the Act Man side. I am fully on anyone who's been, on the false copyright claim this. And, got a funny mention for Susie Liu, because that woman's such a fucking loony who wouldn't really know what she is or what she'll be the next day, because how much of a fucking loony she really is. It really is just the stupidest fucking bullshit YouTube has ever done, and it's definitely up there with some of the stupidest shit they've ever done on this platform. And it's just another example of countless YouTubers just contacting YouTube, making countless videos saying you're not paying attention to the bigger picture going on with the certain situation. And it's just mind-bogglingly dumb that they refuse to listen to us. And even when you contact the CEO, who's still which we'll get to her. There's a whole probably 4-minute section on her later in this video. So yeah, to take away from this, YouTube has once again let down us as viewers and content creators, and people who have been watching this channel since probably its earliest developments. And it's another one of their non-caring, corporate dick sucking, bullshit. Because, if they really took the time to, review instead of, giving a half-assed email, YouTube would be a much better platform, and we would have, creators like Quantum TV off the platform, and that would not be a problem. So yeah. Moving on to the next portion, which I will send you back over to Mothman for this part as well. I made sure he had at least a couple parts in this video. So, yeah, let's go on and move on to the next slide.
And this is Mothman. I am back, and now, in the rant of YouTube, I'm going to be talking about dislikes. I was originally going to talk about like all the problems that YouTube has functionally wise, but I'll get to that like after this, because this is way more important. So everybody knows that at this point it's been months, but YouTube essentially made the dislike button useless, and this is just it's a terrible decision. And I really don't need to explain why, but for those of you who want me to explain, so I have the description on Jod, his video, like the original video on YouTube or whatever. He updated the description a long time ago, and I think he took it down, either that or YouTube got rid of it. I don't think they did that, but I can't find it. I went back, but I found screenshots of it, so bear with me. I'm wearing a mask, and this is blurry text, but I'll read what he wrote. Calling for the removal of dislikes, a good thing for... Oh, crap, I can't even read this. Okay. Calling for the removal of dislikes, a good thing for creators, cannot be done. Holding the title of YouTube Creator Liaison, we know this because the creator who thinks removing dislikes is a good idea for YouTube or for... Oh, it cut the text off. Okay, well, you know what? Point is The point is, it's not easy for people to, like, you know, have a sort of prediction on how a video is going to go. So let's say you're watching a tutorial for something. You're putting together anything, like you've bought a thing and you need to like watch a video on how to build it, or you're building a PC that takes a long time, or you're getting news, something, there's always been a mechanism that other people, will leave a dislike if the video is not legitimate. So you have that sort of foreknowledge before you watch the entire video, and that's the point of it. Like, if you get rid of the dislike button, then you can't make a judgment on whether you're investing your time in watching a video. Like, it's such a stupid idea. And I bet you're wondering, why would they do this? Why would they stab creators in the back so harshly? Well, I'll tell you why. Or at least my theory as to why. I can't prove it. But, if Brady does the editing right here, you should see some examples of why I think they got rid of the dislike button. So, the Fauci trailer. He's been a controversial He's been a controversial figure in the last, 2 years, because he's the only politician we didn't elect. But National Geographic decided to give him a movie for some reason, and the trailer on YouTube got ratioed, The Freedom of Expression Awards that the YouTube CEO gave herself an award, essentially. That video also got ratioed, and I wonder why. When you're, the worst thing for the platform, when you're making all the wrong decisions, and you're not listening to creators, like, their pleas for, changes, things that don't work on the platform. And I just, that's my theory as to why, as these videos getting ratioed, because, why else? Because people don't like them. So, with that out of the way, the whole dislikes thing, there's also the regular, functions on YouTube that I think don't work, or just don't make sense. So, like, the library tab has been changed to, like, a lot. They, like, moved history up at the top, and they moved watch later to your playlists area or whatever. And then clips are a thing now. I don't know how long that's been a thing, because I never updated YouTube up until recently when, like, I left my Wi-Fi on, so it auto-updated. So now I'm stuck with YouTube how it is now. And it's so much worse. like, the update has changed, like, the layout of everything. And it was still to the point where I could get used to it. And then it changed again, and I don't even have auto-update turned on. It just does it, because YouTube works like that, I guess. I don't know. But just some examples is, like, other than, like, the history tab and everything, like, and, like, the what is it? Watch later. Yeah, that being moved. So I have, like, the muscle memory, so when I click on watch later, I'm clicking on, like in-app purchases, just something I don't want to go to. There's also, like, YouTube's gotten so much slower, and I have pretty bad internet for, like, for most people, or compared to most people, but, like, it's so bad right now that if I click on a video and go, like, 2 seconds in, and, like, I realize I don't want to, like, I'm doing something, or I need to pause it because it played, like, just an inconvenience, I'll rewind it, and then the video will freeze, and it's been doing this only since I updated it. It's never done this before, Sometimes it'll, like, buffer, but before that, you could just go into mini player and pause it so it would stop loading, and then it would load faster because it's not trying to play. You can't do that now. So, like, if I go into mini player and try to pause it, the pause button is just frozen, And that is something, I mean, I guess I couldn't entirely blame YouTube for that, but that's just a bug. But who are they going to listen to get it fixed, Who are they going to listen to? Because they obviously don't listen to the creators on this platform. They don't care what we have to say, and they just do what they want. They protect their corporate interests. And I think that's another huge problem, is the fact that they're protecting corporations on this platform. Because if you check all the corporations before dislikes were gone, you check all, like, the big companies like Disney, or, like, the news organizations, and when they post a video, like, something political, or Disney does something that people, don't agree with, the video is going to get ratioed with dislikes. And that can't happen anymore because, oh, well, I mean, it's not like YouTube banned dislikes or anything. I don't really have hope for this platform. Um, I just like it's such a stupid. I don't know. I'm just like I'm dying inside while like giving this any thought because it's like taking out dislikes is such a terrible move, and it seems like YouTube's only really there for itself now, not the people that make it what it is. So, um, yeah, I will probably send the paragraph that Jod had like written. I'll probably send that to Brady in editing. So I'll just have him put it up for a couple seconds after like my video transitions back to his. So yeah, I'll send you to that transition now. So it's been fun ranting about YouTube and their terrible decision making. So yeah, I'll turn you over to the paragraph and then it should go back to Brady. So goodbye.
The dislike button is a very important aspect to YouTube in a way most people wouldn't really understand. I believe Mothman said it perfectly in that part of the video. You have all these big ass corporations. You have people who, like Susan, because the reason why let's be for real here. The reason why the dislike button was removed was so that the salty corporations could, have control and make sure that their propaganda is in use. That's just plain and fucking simple. And it same goes with Susan Wojcicki. First of all, the fact that she has that she gave an award to herself is fucking hilarious because nothing about freedom of expression describes her at all. Especially with the people you promote, because the people you promote are, and I'll give a section in this video called favoritism at its finest, and I will be going on your fucking YouTube Instagram page, and I will be showing a couple of pictures of certain content creators you promote simply for the fact because they fit your agenda per se. They fit your mold. They fit what you seek and what you want to do, and they seek the fact because you want to be a corporation. You want to be just as big as like BMG, just as big as ESPN, just as big as whatever organization there is out there, Disney, just as many to name, and you just want to be that. But when you're making, as a content creator, we should all be standing up for the fact that the shit people like her do is rather fucking sick and rather fucking twisted. And as a content creator, I cannot stand that shit. To simply the fact, the ways YouTube can be better, and there's many things, but here's a crazy fucking concept: bring back the dislike button. Dislikes are here for a reason. It's to show a displeasure with something, to show that that there's false videos, to show that there's like legitimate predators on the platform that have been on there, and YouTube is probably yet to take them down. There's probably who knows how many else, but you're too busy promoting Pride Month to even give a shit. And it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong with celebrating that fact, but YouTube, if you literally go on their Instagram page, they fetishize that shit to a T. So just like a lot of the corporations do, because the only do you think they really care? No. They just do it to pretend they care. That's just it though. It's literally all it is. And I look at that, and I look at the creators who have worked their asses off, underrated channels, even some that have like 500K, even over 1 million subscribers, Let me give you an example. Optimus, he had a meeting with YouTube. I don't remember what specifically what. I think it was, how YouTube can be better, and then they like just cut him off like entirely, and they just didn't say anything to him, which is so bad. It's actually just like, what the fuck. I mean, let's be for real here. YouTube only did that because they knew what he was going to say was going to be harsh criticism, but at the same time, it's stuff that us, the people, have been saying, and they just don't want to listen to us for that. They don't want to do that, and the other part is, you have all these news outlets, you have all these, news corporations, you got TV corporations, you have, and you see news organizations, you have medical organizations. If you saw the tab about the whole COVID-19 vaccine and their propaganda of it, you saw that the dislike button was always ratioing them, because that's just how it is. That's how it always was. And if you see a random ass video on the platform that's disgusting, you would ratio that video to YouTube CEO's channel. Yes, Susan Wojcicki has a YouTube channel. It's always bombarded with dislikes. And, to be honest with you, the dislike button, the removing of it just does nothing but people wanting to spam the dislike button even more, simply for the fact that we are dissatisfied with you as the CEO. We are dissatisfied with this being promoted. We're dissatisfied with this, and this. We've been telling you this for the last 7 years. Have you listened to us? No, you have fucking not. That's just it. It's plain and simple. It's plain as day. It's right fucking in front of you. We have been telling you this for a very long time. But until the day YouTube finally wakes up, or the people in that corporation or the board of directors of it finally wake their heads up, and they're like, man, she has ruined our company. But even though she's been with fucking Google, that doesn't mean shit. She doesn't know what people want on YouTube. She doesn't know. She just knows for the fact that to make YouTube successful, they just got to suck the cock of corporations. That's just it. That's all it is. And this is another example of giving corporations what they want instead of what the people want. It's like the government nowadays. They do what they want, but they don't give back to the people. Though this is a democracy, or at least they plan it's democracy. It's really not. But it's it's sad. It's genuinely sad. And there's really no hope for YouTube anymore. At least in the last couple of videos, I thought there would be some hope, but there really is no hope unless there is some big things that need changing. And even if those big changes come, there still probably is even more to even talk about that we need to work on, so that YouTube can flourish as a platform and instead go down the fucking pit and shit like that. But that's all for this part of the video. Let's go ahead and move on to me, one of the more important parts of this video, and a lot of people's main critique of YouTube. So yeah, let's go ahead and go over to it. There are times on YouTube where they take unnecessary actions, like, with the whole Act Man thing, and countless other creators who've had botched issues with YouTube. As I mentioned, the whole Penguin Zero and Markiplier thing over one fucking clip, where Markiplier made a video saying, if you're going to copyright strike Penguin Zero, you should copyright strike him too. And they actually did. And they're just stupid bullshit as usual. And another example, and what I mean by not taking enough action is taking action in necessary manners, because most of the time YouTube will take unnecessary actions that not only damage the platform, but it's ruining the rep of the website, and it's also ruining morale overall for various content creators. And to me, that is a major problem and a major criticism that they need to take from this video, is to take action when necessary. Like YouTubers, such as like the whole Elliot Rogers thing from way back in the day. This guy literally admitted that he was going to murder somebody, and they did it after the fact. They never did it during the fact. They did it after he did it, and that whole thing is just still to this day is one of the worst instances of YouTube not taking enough action beforehand. The whole Austin Jones thing from like back in 2016. They should have taken more action with that. They should have taken more action with other YouTubers. There was this one guy who openly admitted his love for minors. There was a thing back in the day. You can find it on Birdman's channel about this fucking creep that went to high school and basically admitting that he was a pedophile. They didn't do much about that until, after the fact. So those are examples of YouTube not taking enough action when necessary. Because most of the time they'll take unnecessary actions because they'll listen to people like Sniper Thought over and Lily Singh over the people who want the best intentions of YouTube, the best intentions for the company. We want to have a base for all creators to thrive. You're not making it easy for all of us to thrive when all you do is demonetize us over the littlest of shit, the littlest of just nonsensical bullshit. It's also quite annoying that creators have to deal with the certain aspects of YouTube that are not, handed to us because, our channel's not good enough, we're not politically correct enough, or we're not that. And that's, to me, is just it's a problem. And, YouTube is a base that should thrive for free speech for all, regardless of political beliefs. I feel like, but in a TOS manner, but let's be for real here. Most of the YouTube rules that have been updated over the last 4 years have been quite annoyingly stupid. And, the thing is, they've been having a back and forth thing. Okay, we make content for kids. Okay, make content for adults. Which one is it, YouTube? Make it just as an example of your inconsistency. If you're just going to hesitate on what to do, here's a crazy fucking concept. Just don't do it at all. Just let it be normal. Just let it be normal. Okay? It's just not... I'm a creator ranting about this shit because I am one of thousands and thousands of creators who have a problem with the turn of the website, the direction it's going, because the way it's going now, and with all the corporate dick sucking that they've done, and like the espionage that's going on with that, and everything else that's gone with it, is gone so far for the worst. There's really no saving it. And if they're gonna need to take enough action, they need to do it in necessary manners and with other channels that get reported, and they need to have faster response times. I get it. YouTube has millions and probably maybe billions of channels, and I understand it might take a little bit of time, but I'm pretty sure they have thousands of employees that work at the YouTube HQ, and maybe one of them could at least fucking see that. You know what I'm saying? You just see that shit, right there in your email. Instead of giving us this vague fucking email, you could have done a lot better with taking action because of that. And to me, this part of the rant was the most important part of the rant, simply for the fact because they take unnecessary actions for stupidest reasons, but when it's reasonable and it's necessary that they need to take action, they never fucking do it. They never do it. So I just thought that this was an important part to talk about. We'll be moving on to, again, one of my favorite parts to talk about, and one of the most stupidest, ignorant, and just, flat out dumb things to talk about, and that's called favoritism, we'll be moving on to that slide now. For this part of the video, I felt it was appropriate to talk about the favoritism. For this, I went on YouTube's Instagram page, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of pictures that I found that truly set the example of what YouTube sees in a creator. And I said this back in like the first rant of what they want in a creator, but so right here you can see a couple of pictures that show what YouTube sees in a creator and what they want in a creator nowadays in the year 2022. As you can see from those two images right there, those are the type of creators that they want. They want fruity, yuppity creators, because that's the best way they can make profit as a corporation and act like they care about the creators when they really do not. They just do it to pretend they care. And I said that earlier in the video, but those are like just some prominent examples of what YouTube sees and wants in a creator. They probably want it. I don't see people from FaZe getting promoted anymore. You don't see that many gaming channels getting promoted. You don't see any like slice of life DIY vids getting promoted much anymore. Most of the type of shit you'll see are these makeup YouTubers, these drama YouTubers in the makeup community, very, very family-friendly vloggers like the Ace family or some shit, and many, many others. I mean, what happened to my boy Roman Atwood? I don't see him promoted at all anymore. He's still, to this day, one of my favorite creators on the platform, just because of, I always grew up with his vlogs and stuff, and his channel was always entertaining. Why isn't he being promoted? He fits YouTube perfectly, in my opinion. If I was part of YouTube, I'd promote his ass every single day for his channel and everything, because his channel is an example of a really good YouTube channel. Like, I personally think so. A lot of people do too, because he has over 10 million subscribers, maybe even more than that. I haven't checked in like a year or so, but I felt it was a perfect example of someone who's down to earth and is someone that could be talked about for YouTube and the direction it should be in. And going back to the fact about what I meant by like fruity YouTubers, I meant more like the kind of like what people make the, like male makeup YouTubers in like the first video. They want more like that. So basically they want like another Jeffree Star, but without like the controversy of a Jeffree Star. So basically with that, they also want, like I said, they still to this day, like if you literally go to like the YouTube recommended page, they'll show SS Sniper Thought, and I had to put the image of her up there because the fact that she still gets promoted after every horrible thing she has done really disgusts me. That's why I kept bringing her name in the video, because she just is a perfect example of getting promoted by the system and sucking the cock of the system very much well, figuratively and probably literally. We're not going to talk about what you did with one of the FaZe members. That was like 5 years ago, but everybody probably knows about that. But for some strange reason you don't, I recommend looking up on that. I'm not going to explain it in this video because it's just, I got too much to talk about in this video to talk about SS Sniper Thought. And, her and more of like those reaction type channels as well that kind of do nothing but react. And this is also another example of YouTube being hypocritical, because technically those reaction channels they promote are watching copyrighted content, but they'll promote them, but they won't promote us. Just shows you that they don't even stick to their own word. And then again, most corporations and corporate dick sucking gets you only so far, but like you can promote these people because they're fruity and they fit the mold, and we think and we love fake as fuck YouTubers. So that's what angers me, because the real people, they don't get shit. The fake people, they get millions of subs. And at the end of the day, that's just probably how it's going to be until we get a new CEO. And so that leads us to the final slide of this video. I know this video has been long as fuck so far, just bear with me on this. We'll try to make this a short wrap up as soon as possible. And so yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next part. I felt the appropriate end to this rant wouldn't be appropriate without talking about the YouTube CEO again, and just shows you how much of a fucking fraud this woman really is. Just because you worked with Google for a decade before and you started in your fucking garage doesn't mean to make you the YouTube CEO, simply for the fact that because Google bought it back in like 2007 when the two fuckers that went to the San Diego Zoo founded that shit. To be honest with you, I wish they were still the ones, running the system, because if they were, YouTube would be a much better platform and would not have to deal with this fake corporate shit. And none of that's me being sexist at all, just to let you know. I believe if a woman is well educated in the YouTube platform, she can run it very, very fucking well. However, Susan Wojcicki does not run it well at all, and she runs it into the fucking ground. She's even gave herself a fucking award for like freedom of expression, as I showed earlier in the video. That's fucking hilarious. Every video she creates on her channel is dislike bombed. Everything that she's featured in is dislike bombed. And I wonder fucking why. You want to know why? Because nobody likes the platform that you are trying to promote. You're not doing anything at all but ruining it. That is just plain and simple. And we're going to just say that at the very end of this. You are ruining this fucking platform for every single content creator that is not promoted by the fucking system, because you are running it in a way that promotes corporate over you, the creator. The you in YouTube is dead. And I said that in the very fucking beginning, that you and YouTube, we are in a dark age of this this platform, this website, and it's because of you, Wabbajack. You ruined this platform for thousands and thousands and thousands of creators. And if you don't change the way this website goes, I hope the board of directors one day, somehow, some way, will get your ass kicked out of the CEO position. And once that day happens, I'll be making a 2-hour video or 2-hour live stream celebrating that day. Until that day comes, I doubt it will. But once that day comes, I'm going to be celebrating the fact that your ass is gone and we don't have to deal with you any fucking more, ruining our platform at all costs. So at the end of the day, stop trying to promote yourself to be like this, caring person for the platform when you're just a horrible, horrible bitch. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is by far the longest video I've ever made. This is very, very long. This has taken a long time to make. I hope you guys enjoyed me basically just spitting in the face of YouTube at the fact that they suck dick for the last 7 years. I hope that this video will show many people the fact that YouTube really will never change unless this video shows how it can change. Shout out to Mothman Studios again for being featured in this video. I'm happy to have you along the ride for this journey of a video. This really is. So thank you all for the support over the years. Thank you for always, even when I was taking, my mental health breaks due to, life out of control in my hands. This video is for you guys. This video is for the people who want YouTube to be better. This is for the people who want a new change that betters the platform, because we're not asking for the demise of the platform. We're asking for the platform to be better. And I hope in this video I documented that very well. So shout out to all my friends IRL who have, wanted me to do this shit for a very long time. Shout out to my subscriber base who wanted me to do another one of these types of videos. Shout out to the underrated content creators out there who have to deal with this stupid bullshit. And once again, shout out to every single one of the people that have been on YouTube since 2005, 2006, and still going strong even after everything. You guys are fucking legends in the community. You guys have inspired me, and I hope that this video will inspire future content creators and inspire change. So yeah, leave a like, please. I don't usually beg, but this video took like 2 weeks to make, so please do leave a like. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.